Hey there, scholars. This is Mr. Tom. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about mythological allusions, number five. First up, we have Lethe, Greek name, and Oblivio, which is the Roman name. Keep in mind, too, that the word oblivious means that you're unaware of one's surroundings. You even see it featured in Harry Potter with the curse Obliviate, which means the forgetfulness charm and to wipe away memories. Romantic poets would often refer to Lethe as a symbol of ecstasy and euphoria, and the romantic poets were often referring to the drug of heroin or back in their day called opium that they would use to escape reality or get to a higher heightened sense of fantasy. Next up, we have Mnemosyne, which is her Greek name. Moneta is her Roman name. She's the goddess of memory and recording history. Surprise, surprise, she had an affair with Zeus, thereby producing 9 daughters who were the Muses. And the Muses are the individuals who inspire poets and artists and musicians. Classical and Greek Roman poets would often refer to or pray to the Muses before they would even begin writing or composing something. Next up, we have Morpheus, the Greek god of sleep. Samana is the Roman name. He's the god of dreams and sleep. Keep in mind, too, that morph means to change or to manipulate, which, of course, our dreams often do without our awareness. The word insomnia, which means the inability to sleep, also comes from this. And also remember that Morpheus is the character in the famous film The Matrix that ends up awakening Neo from his dreams. Next up, we have Nemesis, the Greek name, and then Invidia, the Roman name. She's the goddess of retribution. Keep in mind, too, that a nemesis is an opponent that you often have difficulty beating. The word envy comes from invidia. And when you lack someone, of course, envy is when you lack someone's superior skills. Next up, we have Hermes, the Greek name, and Mercury, the Roman name for the god of travelers and also delivering messages. He was the official god who delivered the messages for the gods, and he also had a soft spot for the mortals and would often help them out. This is also referred to in popular culture with the Ford Mercury, which was a popular car that was produced by Ford from 1938 to 2011. Next up, we have the Hydra. Hydra was a 7-headed mythological monster. When one head is cut off, 2 or more appear. Hercules was tasked with trying to defeat the Hydra, which he did when he was doing his 12 labors that he had to accomplish to become a god and become supposedly immortal. Yet, ironically, he was later murdered by someone using the Hydra's venom against him. So a Hydra is a symbol for a problem that worsens over time or multiplies over time. Next, we're going to go back about 4,000 years to the Babylonian and Assyrian goddess of Ishtar. Babylonia and Assyria today is modern-day Iraq. She's the goddess of love, war, fertility, and thunderstorms. And typically when you see her featured, she's holding 2 bundles of wheat and a lion, representing that fertility and also that ferociousness that comes with the storms. Next up, we have Jason, the Greek hero. He is in search of the golden fleece, and a fleece is a wool blanket. And he was joined by Hercules with his group of men that followed him, the adventurers, which are called the Argonauts. And anytime you refer to an Argonaut, that's referring to someone who is an adventurer. Also, we mentioned Jason earlier when we did a multiple choice practice with his wife Medea and her soliloquy. He cheated on Medea, and in revenge, she killed his children. Next, we go to Norse mythology or Viking mythology, and we have Loki, who's the god of trickery and deceit. Sometimes he would side with the gods, sometimes he would side with the giants, and you would also see that dichotomy featured in Marvel's The Avengers, where he has these multiple sides to him. He has this complexity. Next up, we have King Midas. He was the king of Phrygia, He wanted a wish granted that everything he turned or touched rather turned into gold, and the wish did come true, but he quickly regretted it when he touched his daughter and she turned into gold. So the old phrase, careful what you wish for, came from this story. Finally, we have the story of Narcissus, which is our longest and most complex story in Mythological Allusions number 5. So Narcissus was this beautiful Greek hunter who shunned all women who loved him. One of the women that did love him was a water nymph. Her name was Echo. Sadly, Echo fell under the displeasure of Hera, who suspected that she was having an affair with Zeus. And so she punished Echo. And Echo's punishment was that she could not ever initiate a conversation with anyone. She could only have the last word. And so that was particularly painful to Echo because she could never strike up a conversation with Narcissus. Well, one day when Narcissus was hunting in the woods and Echo was near, and he heard something, and he said, "Is anybody here?" Echo was able to repeat his last part of the phrase, and she repeated saying, "Here, here." And when she came out into the open and she revealed herself to Narcissus, he rejected her. Completely crestfallen, she ran off to a cave and wasted away. And to this day, you can still go into caves, and if you say something, you can still hear the voice of Echo repeating the last bit of that which you said. Get it? Additionally, in the story, the nymphs were so furious with Narcissus and how he treated Echo that they prayed to Nemesis, aka Invidia, to punish Narcissus. And their prayer was, "May he who loves not others love only himself." That prayer was indeed granted, and Narcissus fell in love with his own reflection while he was out hunting and drinking water in a river. He saw his reflection, he reached out for it, and he drowned. However, the nymphs, because he was such a beautiful and handsome youth, took pity on him, and in honor of him, they had a yellow flower grow in his memory by riverbanks, which to this day, the Narcissus flower can often be found by riverbanks. We also have the term narcissistic personality disorder, which is used by psychologists for someone who has an inflated sense of self-importance, a term which you may have heard in the news lately referring to certain politicians. Okay, that's what I got for you guys today. I hope that helps you guys out. And best of luck with working on mastering your Mythological Allusions number 5. Take care. Bye-bye.